The first thing you need to do this assignment is get into iBooks Author. If you're on a Mac and you do Command Spacebar, the spotlight comes up and you can type it in. The first thing you'll see is this window where you can choose what type of template you want. You want to choose it with either having landscape or portrait in mind, however you want your book to look. I like the craft template. And it comes with some stock things already here, which we're going to delete. And as I've been making the books, each of my chapters have only been 1 page long, and so I have deleted these additional pages so that I just have 1 page per chapter. You can do it however you would like. And this starts with chapter 1, the very first page in the book, but you can also edit your title page here. You can't see the author. Let's shrink this. There you go. Now you can see the whole screen. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to give it a real title. I'm going to show you how to recreate the book that Laura and I made as an example for you. Down here we'll put the author's names. And now we need to go find some media. And this is going to be the biggest deal for you guys, is to find copyright free media that is Creative Commons licensed. Lucky for you, if you're doing some sort of event in history that happened pre-copyright, or some person that's pre-copyright, then most of the things you'll be looking for will be part of the public domain anyway. And the public domain just means that it's free and open for anyone to use. Otherwise, you can use more current media that people have chosen to Creative Commons license so that more people can use it. So we're going to pull up our internet browser, and it's going to think about it. Okay, we're going to go to the Wikimedia Commons. So Wikipedia, the website, has all of its images Creative Commons licensed, but the way that you find them is going on the Wikimedia Commons. And this has both images and other media like audio and video. So I'm just going to search Abraham Lincoln, and you'll see it pulls up all sorts of amazing primary sources already, which is exactly what social studies wants to see. I can click on any one of them and this sort of slideshow view will come up. Let's say that I like this one. And you can see, if I bring this up, that this is in the public domain. It has this little C copyright with a slash through it, so it's not copyrighted, it's part of the public domain. If you scroll, you can see a little more information about it. Right here it gives you a download button. That's also kind of a sign that this is probably Creative Commons licensed. And I'm going to go ahead and download the original file because that gives the best clarity. When I've downloaded the smaller images, I haven't liked them as much. Now I'm going to go back to my book, and I want to insert that image right there. And either I can find it in my Finder or in Downloads. I can just find it and drag it in. If you're using, if you're not comfortable doing it from the downloads, you can just pull up the Finder, which is that blue and white face, and that shows you all of your files, and you would just find this file. Now I can stretch it how I want, and you can see that these guider lines come up that will help me center it and choose the distance between things. And I'm going to go ahead and add another chapter right now because I'm going to start my references page from the very beginning. This is something that I highly recommend so that you don't get, and I'm not going to make it a chapter. I'm going to create a text box and stretch it to fit the size of my page. And as you're citing these, I want the locations, so I'm going to do images in order of use, and then the first location is the cover page, and you're going to describe it, image of Abraham Lincoln. And then if you go up here, find a bullet, tab it over, and we're going to write retrieved from, and then we're going to get that URL. So the URL right here is not the correct URL. This is the URL for this image within the slideshow. You want the URL for the image that has all the information on it. So if you click on more details, this is the actual web page for this image file. This is the one you want. So I'm going to copy it, come over here, and paste it. And I'm going to be doing this as I go through. I'm going to put chapter 1, image of Abraham Lincoln, whatever, retrieved from this file. In most cases, this is going to be sufficient to cite it, just having the URL right here. For us, what you're doing for us as teachers is you're helping us know for sure which image you're talking about, which is why you're giving a location and you're describing it. But for copyright, as long as it's in the public domain, that URL is going to be sufficient for them. However, there are other places where you can get images and they might have different rules. So let's go through one of those circumstances. We'll do something on chapter 1. We'll go back to our browser, and this time we're going to go to Flickr Creative Commons. When people upload their images to Flickr, they can choose from a variety of Creative Commons licenses, which are described right here. Attribution means you just give them credit for it, and the URL is sufficient for attribution. Non-commercial, we can't use because we are actually marketing this commercially. Even though we're selling the book for free, it still counts as being commercial. So if it says something like that, you cannot use it. So let's see what we find. Abraham Lincoln. And this looks cool, how they made it in color. And right here it gives you the guide to what this image is. It has these symbols, but if you click on it, it'll tell you what those symbols mean. Some rights are reserved. Let's see what those some rights are. And it says, under the following terms, attribution, that's fine. Non-commercial, that's not fine. So we can't use it. Let's go back. And maybe we want to see him on Mount Rushmore. All rights reserved. This one is copyrighted, so we're not going to do that. This one looks old, like it might be. Here we go. It's in the public domain. There's no known copyright restrictions. We're fine. Click this little download button here. Choose what size. I'm going to choose original. And I'm going to, let's see. I think it's fine to just use this unless there is an actual page. Oh, look, it's from the Library of Congress. Super cool. Okay, I think we'll just use this URL because I don't see a way to get a direct link to this. Oh, let's see. Is it in here? There's another one with it in a gallery. This looks better because it's a smaller URL. Smaller URLs are generally preferred. When they're big and long, that's kind of a sign that you're not going to the most direct source. So let's go ahead and use this URL. We're going to come back over to our book, and I want to just show you a quick widget. This is one of your options for when you have to do 3 different things, and this is a gallery widget, and it comes up with some lorem ipsum, that's just some Latin filler text, and you're going to drag and drop images into it, and you're going to drag multiple. I believe in the assignment we tell you you have to have at least 3 pictures in a gallery to count the gallery. So let's go find the picture in our downloads. I'm going to click and drag it over here. Now if I click on it, I can edit the mask, which means I'm choosing where it's aligned. I wish I could see more of it, but I can't. If I click here, then I can describe it. Let's see if there's any information about it that I could add. Sometimes it's nice to just copy photograph. Here we go. I'm going to copy that whole thing and put that down here. Shorten it. In this gallery, I'm going to say, how would you describe Abe Lincoln? And this header will stay on the whole time. This bottom text will change according to which picture I have. And if I were to add another picture, like let's just pull one of these other random ones that I have, I'm going to drop it, and it's going to, now you see that I have 2 pictures in here. I've got these 2 little dots right here, and I can click on it, edit the mask, move it to where I want him to be. I think I didn't use that picture because it's grainy. Anyway, this is what you would do. Now you also are going to need to find some sort of media. One of the requirements is that you have either a video or an audio file in your iBook. And so you're going to have to be super careful. You can't just choose a random YouTube video. There are some YouTube videos that are Creative Commons licensed, but you have to check first. You can't just assume that the people would be okay with you publishing their video. It's very important that we follow copyright on this assignment because we're going to be publishing this worldwide on the iBooks bookstore, and you have to sign a really strict user agreement in order to do that. It's also good practice for you guys to learn how to follow copyright. So let's go back to Google. Here, let's search for the Gettysburg Address. And I am looking not for photos, but I am looking for some media, a video or an audio file. And here I see one right here. Let's listen to it.
fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on his...
Nice, sounds good. So I'm going to just double check that I'm fine to use it. Looks like I am. I'm going to download it. And it says that you don't have to attribute it. It says attribution not legally required, but if you want to be nice, you just would copy that and attribute it to that person and download that file. Now, if you come over here, let's add another chapter. Get rid of all the stuff. This widget is called a media widget. The media widget is for either audio or video files. Now, there's certain file types that are supported by this, and it's anything that's supported by QuickTime. Now, I know about this audio file because I already put it in my real iBook, and I ran into the problem that the .ogg file is not supported by QuickTime, but it's really easy to change file formats. So I Googled this, convert an audio file from OGG to MP3. I Googled what file formats are supported by QuickTime, found this, and I used one of these audio converters and uploaded my file, it converted it to MP3, and then I was able to drag and drop it into the media widget, and then it worked. If you have any troubles, let us know. We want to help you.